So I had a longtime airline buddy come to the hangar a couple of days ago, and we sat down and had a roundtable discussion about what's going on with the airlines, the hiring, stuff like that. The airline that I work for is headed for a merger, so some real exciting times. But one thing we kind of talked about for a while is not only social media and the younger generation, but more recently the hiring of really low time and inexperienced pilots at the majors and legacies. And that's something that I don't, we haven't seen for 20, 30 plus years. Usually you'd have to go get a commuter job, fly checks at night, medical supplies, go fly a turboprop up and down the East Coast for a while, and then maybe fly for Comair or ExpressJet, both gone now, right? And now it seems you get your 1,500 hours and you have your choice of going to a low-cost carrier, or you go to Envoy, Piedmont, do that for a couple months, and then you're off to United, American, Delta, FedEx in some cases, right? And that is more of a supply and demand issue than it is your skill. I know you've got your pilot license in 2019 and you climbed up the airline career progression ladder pretty quickly, but again, it's not you so much as it is just the hiring environment. So if I could offer some advice, it would be when you're done with OE and you show up to the airplane, be a little humble. Take a step back and realize that the guy or girl sitting next to you has probably been furloughed, been downgraded, has gone through a bankruptcy, and has thousands and thousands of hours in the airplane, and probably has more time in holding patterns than you do total time, right? So when myself or these really experienced captains try to offer you some advice or some techniques on how to fly the airplane, listen to them. Don't brush it off. It's not a critique. We're trying to mentor and help you to learn the airplane because you're new on it and you don't know what you don't know, right? So just one of those things I'm seeing is a lot of times I'll say, hey, maybe you should try, slowing here, or, let's get some flaps in or something like that. And they kind of brush you off and they get a little annoyed. And it's not everybody. A lot of the low-time first officers, they've been great. But occasionally you get someone where they kind of brush you off and they think they know everything. And as a captain, it's hard because you want to mentor them, but you also want to let them make some mistakes so that they can learn from their mistakes. But again, you're flying the airplane. Your point is to get the airplane A to B as quickly as possible. And I don't want to have to do a missed approach because we're unstable. Number one, it's going to make the passengers late. Number two, it's going to cost a lot of money in jet fuel. But you want to teach them. So it's hard finding that fine line between letting them maybe get behind the airplane a little bit, but also teaching them and having them learn from their mistakes. So again, to the new girls and guys out there, just be open, be willing to listen to the person next to you because they have thousands of hours and a lot of experience. And you may not like their political views or you might not like them personally, and that's fine. But you could still learn from them and take what they're trying to teach you and apply it to when you become a captain, which is also happening incredibly quickly. Delta Airlines, for example, has 25, 26-year-old wide-body captains, which is just absolutely incredible. And it's great. I wish I had that type of career progression. I didn't. But again, that's great for them. And usually how it would work is you go to the airline and it would take years and years and years to upgrade. So you'd kind of learn the system, learn the airplane, learn from the good captains and learn from the bad captains. Now upgrade is happening so quickly and these captains generally have, not all of them, but some of them have very minimal flight time. And I can tell you when I upgraded, I saw things out on the line that I've never seen before. And when I upgraded to captain on the Airbus, almost 3 years on the Airbus, so you'll see things that you've never seen before, and you'll think back to the good captains and the bad captains. So really try to show up to the airplane with eyes and ears open and kind of listen to what they have to say because it might save you. And don't be too proud to ask for help from the first officer, gate agent, flight attendants, dispatch, maintenance. Call the chief pilot if you have to, right? The point is use all available resources, right? And hopefully you learn that from the captains that you've flown with, both the good captains and the bad captains, because they both kind of offer a little bit of an education, right? You take some stuff, and then other stuff you say to yourself, hey, I'm not going to be like that guy or girl. Thanks for listening to me rant for a little bit. My channel is really mostly Cub stuff, and I love talking about the Cub. But I'll probably throw in some airline stuff as well. I'm not going to wear a ridiculous uniform or anything like that. I mean, this hoodie and hat is kind of my thing when I'm not flying. But if you see me in the terminal, I promise I'll have polished shoes and I'll look professional. But what's great about the Cub is that it makes me appreciate the airline flying, and what's great about the airline flying is it makes me appreciate the Cub. Some things that the Cub doesn't have comes in handy when you're working, like the radar, the ability to talk to dispatch, have a crew, all that stuff. So it'll be interesting, I think, to kind of talk about that stuff for those that are interested in the industry or becoming part of the industry or just, talking airline stuff in general. So thanks.